Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here with oddsjam. NBA is on their All-Star break, and we have just a gross night of college hoops. So, figured I would give you some NHL best bets for today. So, I pulled up the oddsjam positive EV page, filtered specifically for the NHL. For those of you who have been following me on Twitter, and if not, I definitely recommend doing so at my Twitter handle you see on the screen here, Jedi Modi. I've been posting a lot more NHL bets now that the NFL season is over. Time to get into some other sports, and it's been pretty profitable overall. Yesterday I was down, but 2 days ago I was up, and I'm up overall just since I've recently started tracking these, which is literally just the past 2 days. So other than that, hit me up on social media. Other than that, I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and make sure to subscribe to my new YouTube channel as I just attempt to grow this one. So like, subscribe, comment, and let's get into it. So the shots on goal market is where I have had a ton of success, specifically betting on the NHL. And I can show you exactly what I am looking for. So the first play, and this is one that I actually did post on Twitter, but it's still available, so I figured why not hit it on here as well. Evander Kane under 3.5 shots on goal. So this is at minus 118 odds at BetRivers. For whatever reason, BetRivers, all the Canby books are just asleep at the wheel with all of these NHL props. So this is the book that I have the majority of my bets on. So what we're going to do here, so it's minus 118 at BetRivers. Everything is kind of, in terms of profitability, derived from these no-vig odds that you see here, right? No-vig odds pricing this one at about minus 121. So I go into a lot of detail. There's a lot to know about the no-vig odds. I'm not going to do it a ton in this video. All you really need to know is that these odds you see in this column here are pulled from the sharpest sports books in the world, the sports books that consistently do the best job at pricing odds. That is what is pulled into these no-vig odds that you see here. So if you want a little bit of a deeper dive, just recommend watching one of the first, or both of the first two videos on this YouTube channel. Both of them are how I specifically use positive EV to profit. One of them is my specific NBA betting strategy because NBA has been the most profitable for me. So as I mentioned, you just need to know that these numbers are pulled from the consistently sharpest sports books in the world. And if you want a deep dive, just check out the first video on this YouTube channel, Jedi Modi Sports Betting. But the reason why I like this one specifically and how I chose, I think I have 4 that I ended up diving in on. Excuse me, is because you want to check where the odds of the bet you're pricing compare to the rest of the sports books, right? So BetRivers has this at minus 118. Look at every other sports book, right? They have this, the closest one is Pinnacle, down at minus 135. And then every other book is in the minus 140s, with the most favorable being minus 160. That's a massive gap between BetRivers and every other sports book. And that gap is in our favor as the sports bettor, meaning it's less expensive to buy. So basically what we're doing is we're price shopping, and every single sports book has the Evander Kane under 3.5 shots on goal as the more expensive option, except for BetRivers, which is kind of another way of seeing that, okay, BetRivers just has this one mispriced. The true line of this should be closer to where all the other sports books price it, or the no-vig line of like minus 121, which we are beating at minus 118. So this is a good price that we're getting on the BetRivers one, minus 118 odds. Next up, Thomas Chabot, not sure how to pronounce it, under 2.5 shots on goal. This is at plus 140 odds at BetRivers. So the oddsjam perfect line on this one prices this at about plus 138. And it's the same thing here, right? Like DraftKings and FanDuel are 15 cents lower at plus 125. And then every other book is in the plus 120s all the way down to plus 116. And this is all the way up at plus 140. Again, it's just insane the difference that BetRivers is on all of these sports books. And I will stop and highlight just for a second. One of the questions I get the most common are about why would you bet something at plus 140 odds or plus anything if the sports books are favoring the other side going over. And I completely understand that question. I actually just did a video like why I lost money sports betting my first year. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made is I basically never bet anything at plus money. My goal was to quote unquote pick winners. And that's really not the strategy what you want to do when you're sports betting. When you're sports betting, you want to find value. And a play at plus 140, yeah, it only has a 42% chance of winning, but we're betting this at plus 140 odds. So guess what? If you go to calculators and you go to odds converter calculator and you type in the odds that you're betting, which is plus 140, it only needs to hit at like a 40, just above 41.5% chance in order to break even. Any number it hits above 41.67%, we will be profitable. And we know, thanks to using the calculator here, that's going to hit above a 42% rate. So that's profitability. Yes, for this one specific bet, the more likely scenario is that it doesn't hit, but over the course of time, these kinds of bets will be profitable. And again, if you hit 45% of these bets, you're going to be rich. And that's obviously a much easier task than hitting bets at like a 70, 60, even like 55% rate. So that's why I do bet on these at plus money, because your win percentage is lower and the payout's higher. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Next up, we have Leon Draisaitl under 2.5 shots on goal. Same logic here, plus 135 at BetRivers. Across the board, the closest books are at plus 120, with the rest of them in the teens. Really good play here. This is my third one, Leon Draisaitl under 2.5 shots on goal. And then the last one, Brady Tachik under 3.5 shots on goal, plus 124 odds at BetRivers. Same thing here. Look where the other sports books price it. Universally at plus 110 or plus 109, with one even at minus 101, which is just insane. So that's 4 NHL bets for you guys to lock in. I hammered all of these, as you can see here. I hit it on Barstool, but it can hit it on any Kambi book, which is BetRivers, Barstool, Unibet, TwinSpires. So Evander, Kane, Chabot, Leon Draisaitl, and Brady Tachik. I hit all of these bets for the NHL one, and that's going to be it. So again, if you're watching this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on social media, and that's it. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.